Welcome back, everyone. The next session of Reditus. What are you eating? Is that a banana?
He's gonna show us.
Oh,
that did not help. Oh, corn
It looked
chips.
like a big yellow something. Anyway, welcome back. Let's get our recap going for last session, which was session 107. So Trey and Felix searched the sleeping Pathwalker's cabin, finding ancient family sketches that did not in any way resemble her. After a quiet night guarded by Darius's hut, Trey spotted 4 travelers approaching from the north. They were villagers from Tentien, sent by Obalath to greet the ATLADS. Both Trey and Darius had woke up feeling watched by an unseen presence. Meanwhile, Varys had revealed to Elion that he had to repel a mental intrusion that had reached out to Elion in his sleep. Arriving at Tentien, much of the area was full of neglect, rundown structures, save for a handful of impeccably crafted, pristine buildings, including a prominent northern church. Darius noted another odd detail. None of the villagers appeared to be over the age of 30 or 35. The group was asked to sit by the central bonfire in the village and were brought vegetables per the group's request. The food brought was the most delicious food the group had tasted. Darius asked for some meat and was indeed brought some sliced meat, which tasted okay. Darius took note that... Oh, I said that already. Darius, feeling that he was indeed being spied upon, dug deeper. Within his mind, he found a tether. He found the strength within him to rip it apart, immediately feeling the Watcher leave him. Be right back to see what happens next.
We've mourned our dead, but broken blades can still be drawn. Rise up now, the war's not gone. Darius walks where shadows feed. A debt is owed, a price to creed. Jak rides hard on lightning's wing. No mercy left in anything. Trey calls forth from time unknown.
All right, welcome back. Catch you guys up sitting around the bonfire. You had, after having the food and eating a little bit, a large bell ringing, you could tell very easily coming from the northern church area. All the individuals had stopped what they're doing, turned, and started heading out that way, feeding out the different paths throughout the village towards the church as you guys continued to talk. Darius kind of searching within and ripping this mental thread that was attached to you, kind of blinking your eyes a few times, realizing whatever eyes were upon you before, no longer there, and the immediate trust you had with these villagers no longer seems to be there either. What do you wish to do?
So, do you think we should go to the giant ringing bell?
No, we shouldn't be going anywhere near whatever they have happening over there. We don't want to be a part of that.
We don't even know if we're welcome there. We weren't allowed to...
I just want to remind everyone that we do want to go see their god.
I thought we wanted to see this clay.
Right, but we think that their god could help us get the clay, or maybe keeps the clay, or maybe it is the clay. Who knows?
Trey,
the
you
same
don't
place
feel like
that we
it's a
need to
great
go.
idea to go. You think it's a pretty good idea to stay where you are. It'd be a little bit intrusive, you think, to visit a place of worship for these people when you're not quite familiar with their god and their practices.
I think Elion would start getting up and getting ready to go. He's very interested.
Well, I don't mean to step on what everybody's got to say, but these people so far have been the paragons of hospitality. If they wanted us to attend, don't you think they would have said something to us?
Just to clarify, DM, am I aware that like I used to think they were best friends? I pulled that tether, and now that feeling is gone.
Yeah, the most prominent kind of feeling is the fact of that feeling watched, completely gone. That's sort of the immediate acknowledgement that you have.
But I'm no longer like compelled to be like, yeah, these people are amazing.
No, and again, not really compelled. Just kind of as you think to yourself, your own thoughts, you were thinking that, but not a sort of a forced or overwhelming surge.
Right. Well, 30 seconds ago, I believe that too. So, maybe do some self-reflection and see if you can get past those worries.
I don't know about each of you, but I can't get it out of my head. It just feels like they're watching us, Like if we step out of line, they're gonna... I don't know what.
Do me a favor. You said it feels like they're watching you. I tried to follow that. Do the same, and I'm also, as I say that, I'm going to give him bardic inspiration.
Okay. Trey, do you wish to try and pin down where this watching feeling is coming from?
I'll give it a try. And Trey is gonna... I imagine that we're probably pretty cozy around a campfire as it is. And I think he's gonna kind of lean back, put his hands in the grass and dirt behind him, and kind of run his fingertips through the blades of the grass and kind of like feel at the roots, feel at the dirt, kind of dig his fingers in a little bit and just try to feel real grounded as he goes into a trance-like state. And I think he's going to introspect for a bit, think about some stuff that maybe he hasn't allowed himself to think about for a little while. Getting a little crazy in there. But I think he's going to take the time to try to sort that out.
Yeah, absolutely. You put your fingers kind of in the dirt behind the seating that you're on. Kind of close your eyes, and you feel a little bit of the wind brushing through. Your long hair starting to kind of brush across the side of your neck, and as you do, you kind of get that sensation again of being watched almost over your shoulder. But you fight the instinct to look, knowing there's nothing there. Already knowing what this is watching you is deeper and further than that. You kind of close your eyes and you reach in, and you can almost feel. You can almost feel something right on the edge. Roll a charisma saving throw, please.
Don't forget you have a D8. You can roll with that if you need it.
That'll be a total of 8 with the D8 roll.
Okay. Yeah, it's something right on the edge. And as you try to kind of reach for it, it just moves. As you kind of feel yourself move forward, it moves with you. Something right on the edge, you're not sure what it is. As you feel you're getting a little bit closer, you start to understand, no. It was me. I'm being overprotective. I'm so paranoid sometimes. It's nothing. It's nothing. And you kind of open your eyes and yeah, you're pretty sure it's just kind of your own self-doubt.
I think it's probably going to be a little bit of time that passes, and Trey will lean forward. I think he'll just get up and sort of knock the stuff off his hands, feeling kind of dumb for even getting himself dirty. Probably getting a little on the table and like getting annoyed with himself and like sweeping it off to the side real quick and grabbing an extra bell pepper. I don't know. If you don't mind, I think I'm going to take a walk. Not far. Just stretch my legs. I need to keep moving.
No, I definitely mind. I don't know what this thing is or how it's affecting us. But I don't think we should split up. I think that's a terrible idea.
Well,
agree.
I don't know that we should go see what they have going on over there. I think that this is an opportunity to snoop around a little bit. If everybody that lives here is being part of whatever ritual they have going on. Maybe we could take a look in some of these other buildings. There's at least a few that look very distinct compared to the others.
I think that wise.
All right, well, if everyone wants to do that, then I'm not going to disagree, but I do not think we should split up.
Why don't we split up into like a group of 3? And
I
then
don't think we should
maybe-
split up. Why don't we split up?
Why don't we do like a group of
Split up
3
a little less.
and then another group of 3, and we stay one building apart? Make sense?
Okay.
What happens if the other group of 3 come back different?
That's my problem.
We
Well-
should not be splitting up at a time when we do not know what is going on.
Well, the counterpoint is if we were all together, then we would all come back different and there would be nobody to recognize there was anything wrong.
True.
At that point, would anything be wrong if we're all feeling the same?
Trey, you want to weigh in on that? You seemed pretty needing to take a walk. How do you feel about invading their homes, their safe space, and going through all of their personal belongings and possibly taking things that aren't ours?
You'll see Trey kind of doing something with his chest you've not seen before. And if you know anything about breathing exercises, you'll see he's taking air in through his nose and he's trying to do like calming, like stress relieving breaths. Now, I've not spent much time trying to regulate the way I've felt lately. So maybe Darius is right. Maybe I'm a bit on edge. Times like this, we just need to condense ourselves so we can operate in a way that is pragmatic. I don't need to be going off the hilt here. I need to operate from my core. And Trey's actually going to like take a deep breath with his eyes closed and keep his hands kind of on his tummy a little bit. Just, if we split up, we can cover more ground. But if we lose sight of each other, we're going to start to lose trust in each other. So I don't think it makes sense to put a wedge between ourselves. I think it makes sense to rely on each other because we're all we've got here in this strange land.
DM, how close are some of these buildings to each other?
It's some of them are like 10 feet apart. Some of them you can see kind of the rundown houses are just a couple of feet apart where these homes are put together. Some of the larger buildings have 20, 30 feet gaps. It's fairly spread out.
But there were I think four buildings that were very clearly distinct and not as run down as the other ones when we got here. So yeah, those are the ones that I'm looking at.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, you know those ones. So there's where the church is, either kind of almost either side of that to the north. You can kind of see the peak of those buildings, and then down to the south, east of the village. When you guys were walking in, you could see also sort of a very pristine looking building down to the southeast. The rest of the buildings look pretty decrepit.
Okay. If we're going to split up, we need to do this now. Excluding Trey, because he's under whatever this is. Can we all agree that these people are not trustworthy and they're not our best friends? So then if we come back together and suddenly one of us is like, yay, we love them all, we know something's wrong.
Oh, Trey's affected right now?
You do not hear them. We should respect their privacy and blah, blah, blah.
Well, he's not wrong.
Trey, I didn't like any of the people I saw earlier. What's your thoughts on that?
And Trey, his chest before was like moving in a way that was so slow and smooth and controlled you couldn't really like tell. But now he's like really taking in deep breaths, and you can kind of hear it coming in through the nose, out through the mouth a little bit. And he takes a couple seconds to answer. I've no interest in participating in some sort of mockery right now. I need to believe in my team, and I hope they could believe in me too.
That's not an answer. Do you like these people or not? Yes or no?
And Trey puts the bell pepper back down on the table, and he's like kind of annoyed, and you can see like the cognitive dissonance in his head, and he's like, "Oh, all right, I don't know what you want me to say. They
I
fed
want
us,
you
they're
to
nice
tell
people."
me. Yeah, see? Sure. You like them then, yes? I'm not gonna like attack you, or we're not turning against you. It's just very clear that you're under whatever this mumbo jumbo is that they do to us.
And as he's saying that, Jack's kind of grabbing him by his shirt and just winds up an open hand slap across the face. Well, I am. And he's going to attempt to just slap him across the face. And remember, this is because I love you. And wham.
Okay, roll an attack.
Hooray! How
As he
good?
slaps him, Darius, I don't think that's going to work.
Oh, golly. 19 on the die plus 3, baby.
Okay. You take 1 point of bludgeoning damage. Ray?
Well, Jack.
Bam! Oh,
It's not
dude,
gonna
and just
work.
straight up bell pepper spittle. Oh,
All right, how do you feel?
Jack, that didn't do anything when you hit me. Why do you think this was gonna work?
Yeah,
Well,
I
you
couldn't,
have a
I
suit.
couldn't dispel it either, so I don't think it's the same as other charm effects.
slaps
we've
the extra
experienced.
gunk of the bell pepper on the ground. I understand that people are a bit on edge, myself included. I don't want you to think that you aren't allowed to think about things in the way that you need to. But us putting ourselves at odds is not going to solve anything on this island.
We're not, again, I'm not trying to say we want to fight you, Trey. Just, you need to understand.
Trey's checking his chin.
And he sees him and he's like, he kind of like rolls his eyes and looks at Jack. He's like, okay, well, he's an exception. He is.
I
a
barely
loose
slapped
trigger.
him, and I was doing it to attempt to help him.
Uh-huh. And what did Felix say?
That if it happened like that again, he would definitely do the same thing to me, and he appreciates the effort I put into trying to get him out of it.
Is that true?
Yeah, but look, the important thing right now is that Trey doesn't understand any of this right now. We just
I
have
know
to
that,
accept
and
that and take advantage of this opportunity that we have.
That's why I just want to make sure we're all on the same page. We don't like these people. Trey, shut up.
Okay,
Yeah,
let's just.
we don't like these people.
Okay, so now if we go do whatever it is you guys want to do and loot houses, which I am all on board for, you know how much I like things. But
Uh-huh.
if we're going to do this and we come back and anyone or the other group is like, no, these people are our best friends, we know something is wrong with them.
Yes, and then it'll be up to the other people to figure it out, stop this, and
How
free
do we
us.
stop it, though? That's the other problem.
Well, maybe we'll find something about snooping around.
Hopefully.
Trey, why don't you come with me? And then you see Jack's eyes dart around. And Felix.
All right.
And Elion, Darius, and the Lapidus. Why don't you guys stick together?
Why
And
did you call him the Lapidus?
I almost said the Mastos, and I'm still getting used to calling him Lapidus.
He must
So why don't you guys stick together? Let's go
I'm fine with
look
that.
at these fancy buildings, and we'll just keep a constant line of communication in the sense of how we're feeling about them.
Elion, do you and your brother have anything that could steal our will against whatever this might be?
He's not very helpful right now.
Okay, what about you? You have lots of magic, I think.
And I'll like open my book and sift through it. And, stealing will.
When I say steal, I mean like harden it, and make it better. Okay.
I don't really have anything.
right.
DM, I just want to clarify. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this, but I can give inspiration to multiple people, correct?
Yeah.
All right. Felix, and I'm going to put my hand on your shoulder. Don't fall for it again. And I'll give you an inspiration. Lapidus, I'm going to give you one, and Elion, I'm going to give you one. Sorry, Jak, but I don't want them to turn on me while I'm looting this stuff.
Are you gonna touch me on the shoulder too?
I actually don't need to touch you. I just...
Oh,
Would you think it'd be best if we maybe had something scout ahead?
I can do that.
I think we're wasting time.
Okay, well, let's go.
Excellent.
And I will pull a page out, crinkle it up in my hands, and then it'll turn into embers, and a small raven will fly out.
Also helpful.
Reen, stay here by the fire, nice and cozy. And if you start to see people trickle back down, give me the bellow you would give me when my parents were coming to get me from Garrick's, so I could get home before they got too far. Thanks.
You see her neck kind of like spin around and look at you, and the sides of her mouth kind of creep up a little bit, almost like a smile if she could, and just kind of like slowly nods her head up and down, lays it back down on the ground.
She got me out of trouble a lot at home.
Okay, what house are you guys going to? We'll go to the one beside it. Or closest to it.
Sounds like Felix has his mind made up on a fancier looking building.
Yeah, just have a look around. I mean, most of these places are just a rundown mess, which tracks with what we've learned from talking with them and from the whatever old residence that we stayed in along the road with the pathwalker. But look at those. And Felix points to some of the like more pristine looking buildings. Those don't fit the bill at all. Those are not old places that they've just come to inhabit on this island. There's something more to them. They must be hiding some kind of secret. These people apparently don't care about cleanliness or belongings or anything like that. So explain those buildings. There's something going on there, and that's what I want to look at.
Okay, let's go. We might as well do this quickly before the town hall meeting is over.
Agreed.
So the buildings, Felix pointing out to you, you have the large sort of church structure in the center to the north, and you can see either side of that is more pristine buildings, and then you have one larger one to the southeast end of the village. Which ones would you like to approach, the Felix team?
Whichever one Felix likes the most.
Let's have a look at the one furthest away from the church. It'll give us the most time if everybody's gathered around there right now.
Good idea. Trey, would you walk in between myself and Felix?
Trey kind of like scratches the back of his neck a little bit. All right. Yeah. I can handle that.
Thank you. And sorry again for hitting you.
Just promise me that this whole thing, it won't escalate.
No, I would never attack you of my own free will.
I mean all of it. If things get crazy, I hope that we can think our way past it, but I've had too many times behind enemy lines where the guys disagree and it creates a wedge that drives them into different parts of the camp. Before too long, nobody's talking, and it feels like you got enemies everywhere. We don't need that. Not when we're strangers. Not when we don't even know how we're going to get home.
Understood.
All right, the group
And-
Felix start heading down towards.
Yes,
southeastern
and
building.
Jack will move with a quietness.
Okay, so as you gather yourselves and kind of start to move, Team Elion, where are you guys going?
Sorry, who's on my team? Because I think Team Elia.
Darius, where would you want to go?
Team Darius.
Okay, sorry. So the house that they're going to, are there any nearby it?
From where
Like
you're
that are-
standing, you don't see any sort of pristine roofs or anything. The building they're going towards has, a dark, deep red, kind of almost tiled roofs to it, where the other buildings around are old wood, decrepit, broken roofs. You don't see anything pristine-wise. You do see to the south, down the middle, you can tell that there's sort of crops and such there. You can tell some sort of farming area, but in regards to structures, you don't see anything else in that direction that looks Felix was describing.
Okay, so just to confirm, because Jak, you said the plan was to go to the house Felix wants to and the one beside it, but the ones beside it all look dilapidated and run down. So where do you want us to go? We're not going to be right beside each other.
I'd say go to another interesting place of interest.
Are there any
Building.
other fancy looking buildings?
Preferably within 100 feet of.
Only to the north by the church.
Okay, so then that's not the house they're going to, right?
They're going to the southeast end of the town.
Okay, so here's what I suggest. I can go invisible. Elion, you can change your shape. Lapidus, you can break things.
I could hang back. I don't
think you staying alone is a good idea.
He won't be alone.
Okay, well, I don't think me going alone is a good idea either.
I could send the Raven with you.
Oh yeah, what's it going to do if they attack me and then shove something inside of me that controls me? Is it going to watch? You going to watch the whole thing happen?
It can do some. Right. Silly idea.
I didn't mean it like that. It's just it's not going to be
Fine,
helpful.
I shouldn't speak at all.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Although you don't speak really, so
Right, and when I do, it's just stupid.
that's not true. Stop it.
I just like kicking a rock on the ground.
Oh my god. I never thought I would see an opposite version of me exist in this world, but it's probably just as annoying as I am to other people.
So I'm annoying. Okay.
You're annoying me with your "Oh, poor me. Look at me. I'm so
We just-
sad."
Figure out what we're doing, please.
The only other house that looks interesting is right by the church, which is
I would
not
like
far.
to go to the church, to be honest.
Okay. Well, I suppose you and Lapidus could go, and I could go invisible and go check out the other house. No, I gave it to Jonas. You can contact me if need be, correct?
I can send the Raven with you if you want to stay within.
I mean,
100
can you
feet.
communicate with me, like if they're leaving the church and heading directly for me?
Yeah, I'm sure we could.
You're sure we could, or yes, we can?
I'll have the Raven scream
Okay.
or peck you or something out of
Prefer
the
something
ordinary.
less quiet. A peck I wouldn't enjoy, but it might be the best way.
3
Maybe
pecks.
more than, yeah, I was going to say maybe more than one.
3 pecks.
Okay. Oh, I hate this plan. Jak, if I die, I blame you and Felix. I hope you know that.
If you start to die, just yell, and then I will teleport to you, and I will do.
Just
what
I want
mine-
you to look at the building you're going to. Now look at the building I'm going to. Are you going to hear me from over there? All the way across town?
telepathically talk to me, and I'll teleport to you, and then I will do my best to protect you.
I will try to cast the spell. It's not like it's subtle.
Well, if they're attacking you, then subtlety wouldn't really need to be a thing, right?
No, but if they stop me from casting it,
Right. I will peck them.
Okay. Again, if I die, now I blame all of you.
Very well.
But why do we have to be so far back?
Back?
Why do
Elion
this
wants to go
on
to the
your own?
church. I don't want him to go alone. I would rather have you there to defend him. I can
But
go
you-
invisible.
Fair.
I can also try to turn myself into one of the many giant creatures we've seen on the island. And maybe then I can make enough noise that you'll hear me.
Why don't we just stick together and we can go where you want to go and then maybe check out the church after. Or if we're near it, I'll send the Raven to take a look. I don't need to be there physically.
Okay. Why don't you guys go do your thing and we'll walk and figure it out on our way.
All right, let's go.
And I will start walking towards the church.
I
And then,
thought they'd
yeah.
already gone.
Like Lapidus was like,
Yeah.
Whole group there just standing like,
As I turn away and walk, though, I'm going to pull the hood up over my head.
Okay, yeah, sure, absolutely. So Team Darius heading to the north, Team Felix already heading their way to the southeast. Team Felix, as you're kind of heading in that direction, kind of keep an eye to the north as well. You don't see any movement in the streets. You get a little bit of a glimpse sort of more directly south, at the south end of the village. You do see crops and such spread out there. But you continue past these, most of them look like homes, small kind of huts that are put together. Broken down. You see a piece of wood, a piece of mud kind of put at the bottom, a very old type of structure. As you're working your way through, you get a little bit closer, a couple of minutes travel, get you to, you're about 20 feet away from the front of this building. You see it's a long building. It's got kind of a thinner side to it, about maybe 30 feet long, and then it kind of sticks out with a larger rectangular end on it. Sort of like a T shape if you were to look kind of from above. You can see there are windows. And you can see two doors, one at the end, one down further, sticking out on the larger room. You can see the wooden doors are pristine. You can see the craftsmanship, but even from where you are, you can see that the stonework on the walls perfectly done, matched up. You can see whatever is used to keep these stones together, flush. You can see this place is consistently cleaned. You don't see any dirt upon it whatsoever. The roof is, again, pristine, just edged off right along, sharp edge, right along it as it kind of overhangs the walls. And even from where you are, you can see some sort of movement go past the window. You guys are about 20 feet away. You guys want to continue?
Okay, we gotta keep low. I don't want to be seen. I want us to try and move quietly, stealthily, so that we're not noticed. So we see movement by the window or inside, from the inside of the building, right?
Correct, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Somebody's inside. We're gonna have to move cautiously.
Understood.
Perfect. Guys, give me a group stealth check, please.
Oh, we don't have password how to trace anymore, do we?
It's okay, it's
That is
not
a
you anyway.
That is a 12 on the die, but my stealth is a +8, so there's a dirty 20.
Nice.
I'll take that.
15.
Okay, 15. And Felix?
Well, a natural 1 plus 2, so 3.
Oh, golly.
natural 2.
As Felix says this, and he kind of gets even lower crouched down, his excitement kind of takes over. And you see him almost run a little bit as he drops his case, and you hear cling, 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 cling across the ground. He freezes in place. Jarl kind of stands still for a second, and you see, almost from a distance from behind the window, something moving closer to the window. You can see the outlined figure of a female. She kind of bends over and looks out. You see her kind of put her hands in the window to look out. You see long blonde hair down. See a clean face, human female, kind of peering out curiously, and looks to turn as if she's saying something to someone.
Can we? Can I hear her?
Roll a perception.
Do
What
I
is
see
it?
any of this where I'm from or where I'm at?
No, you guys are heading north.
Okay.
That is a 14 on the die, and my perception is +6, so another dirty 20.
Pretty 20. You do not hear. However, as she turns, you kind of see her lips moving, and you can tell that she is saying that there's someone outside.
Okay, good job, Felix. They know we're here.
All right. Well, sorry. Come on. Let's just get away from this window. And Felix is going to run over and pick up the case and just try to move around to like a different side of the building while gesturing for the other two to follow him.
Yeah, Jak will pick up his pace. If he sees Trey slowing down at all, he'll kind of like push into him, like, all right, come on.
And yeah, Trey's gonna keep pace with the guys, and he's not gonna try to be noisy or heard or seen or whatever, but he'll try to stay with them. Now, look, they've already seen us through the window. What's the point of trying to be stealthy anymore? Won't that just be more alarming to them than anything?
They just know that this. I don't know, but if they know that we're here and coming in, they might not be as upfront about whatever they're doing here. Answer me this, Trey. Why are these people here if every single other person is at that church when that bell rings?
You're right. They've got different reasons for it. Now, maybe it's a completely logical thing for them to be here. We couldn't possibly know that because we don't understand the dynamic. But I agree. We need to learn things, and we can't just act on how we feel. We need to do what makes sense.
Perfect. Great. So let's go.
Yeah, see Felix kind of scampering up a little bit tighter around further down the wall to get away kind of from that window. Further down, you can see another window. It's about 10 feet to the right of where you guys are kind of traveling to. Felix, as you're kind of leading this, give me a perception, please.
Uh, 12 plus 4, 16.
16. Awesome. Yeah, as you kind of stay low and try to be a little bit quieter this time, and you kind of get a bit of an angle on this window as you're coming out from the side. You can see the end of this room, a door leading into that sort of larger section of the building. You can see sticking out, but walking in front of it, back and forth, you can see another female. This one, long brown hair. You can see clean again, hair brushed, kind of tied back in the middle, pulled down. You can see she's holding something right here, just kind of pitched across her chest and up to the shoulder. You see wrapped in some sort of delicate wrappings. You see as she kind of makes the turn and goes to walk, and you see a small human baby face just slightly over her shoulder as she's just gently rocking it as she's walking back and forth.
I can see that through the window.
Yeah.
Damn it. I'll press myself against the wall of the building to try and not be able to be perceived through the window now that we've gotten up closer. Well, we've got a bit of a problem with this building now. That woman's holding a child.
How is that a problem?
I don't know. We can't start a fight with. There's a baby in there.
Well, there was never an intention to start a fight, just to sneak around.
I know. I don't want to start a fight either. But what if they start the fight? We don't know what we're dealing with these people. Look, I've done a lot of research about cults. Okay, lots of cults. they have a completely different set of morals, using babies as shields to prevent us from starting fights or to force us to have to engage with children in order to fight them is something that's very common in the cult playbook. You don't want to be part of a cult. That's what cults do. Trust me.
Yeah, you read a lot. I understand. Well, I could walk in.
Yeah, I guess you could walk in.
Yeah, I do have a potion that allows that to not be seen, kind of like Darius can turn invisible at will. So, or I could just. I've been traveling with Darius for a while now, so I'm pretty good at talking. I think I handle a lot of the conversations now.
Well, I guess let's see if we can get in. Where's the closest entrance? It's just down this way, I think. See if the door's open.
Okay.
Start making my way towards the closest door. When I get there, I just want to gently check if it's locked.
Okay, yeah, perfect. You make your way down. So the other door kind of being on the outside of this larger room that is connected to the sort of long rectangular part of the building. You start making your way down there. To the north, as Team Darius heads up, you guys are walking the main kind of road that leads up to the church with the sort of pristine buildings, one to the left, one to the right of it. About 30, 40 feet from either side. Looks like a good distance from the church, each of these buildings. But as you guys are walking up there, who is going where? What is the plan?
I think so. It would kind of be like as we're walking, we're discussing, my voice coming out of the nothingness. Okay, so, Elion, do you want to go to the church? Like, I can also go check out the building and see if there's even anyone in there. If there's someone in there, I won't go in.
I just like to get eyes on what's going on. It's not necessary, but again, if we're in range, I'll send my bird.
Okay, with your bird in there, are you able to watch to see when people are coming so you can let us know while we're doing things they may not appreciate?
Yes. I won't be able to see here, but I could hold on to Lapidus here. Maybe he can guide me while you're walking.
He could probably carry you to be
Yeah,
honest.
I look down at him all sweet and gently, thinking exactly that.
Sure. Whatever's easiest.
Well, I think we could walk faster with
Very
you in his
well.
arms.
I go to scoop him up.
And I will
Like,
switch my eyes to my bird, and I'll have it scout ahead.
As
Okay.
Lapidus looks down at Elion, Darius is like, turn around.
I don't hear anything at this point.
Lapidus does.
Lapidus, are you picking up Elion? Or are you
Oh
just
yeah,
guiding him?
I will I will scoop him up gingerly.
Okay, give me a strength check, please.
Eee! Ooh, that's 15 on the die with 19, so 24.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, not a problem. You scoop up Elion like a tiny sack of potatoes. You scoop him up easily. How are you holding him? Over the shoulder, cradle style? Like what does this look like?
So I put his arm gently around as far as it can stretch over my shoulders and just sweep his legs up, and it was like he was already resting in my other arm. It was like being lifted up and hoisted by a cloud, but a very strong tree.
Perfect. Like newlyweds crossing the threshold, Lapidus walks forward with Elion in his arms. Elion, as you kind of switch out into your raven, it's flying towards the church. Are you directing it inside or?
I would probably scout outside first, just to kind of get a lay of the land, and then look for maybe like a window or something that I can bird-like, peck my way in.
For sure. So as you guys are walking up, you can see there's a very small wall, only about 3 feet high, stone wall that kind of surrounds the church. More decorative than to keep something out. But as your bird gets closer, it gets a better view now, getting a little bit closer to see that the door to the church, the steps leading up, the doors are completely open. And you can see windows raised up above, and you can see sort of the tower that continues up, that you can see the bell is mounted upon it. But even from where the bird is getting this little bit of a higher view and seeing in, you can see massive amounts, you assume the entire village, packed within the church. You can barely see the pews that are lined up within, as it's just a massive people. You can see, your bird can see that they have their hands reached out on each other's shoulder. One person's left arm on a shoulder, the other person their arm on somebody else's shoulder. Go ahead and give me a perception for your raven, please.
Sure. He's got his own stat block. 1 second. Perception +3, so 16.
Yeah, so as your raven gets a little bit closer looking in, there is nobody at the head of this room. There doesn't seem to be a specific person directing this orchestration of people. It seems to be just sporadically laid out where everybody is standing, almost pushed tight together within this large room. And you can see that there is a pedestal at the top, but nobody there. You don't see through your raven any figures of gods or deities or anything you would expect to see in a place of worship. You don't see anything like that. You just see the interior of the stone building. You see the pedestals made of stone, and you even see it looks like some of it has layered in some type of dark gravel or some type of other stone that has been kind of worked into it to give it this just beautiful appearance. But you gauge about maybe 40 people within here. Different garb. Some look like the sort of peasants that you've seen before. Some dressed in more very much differentiated from the rest. Some have full aprons. You can see sort of toolkit around their belt. But all of them seem to be standing in silence with their hand just resting on each other's shoulder.
Okay. I would kind of just keep my position here for now.
Okay, absolutely. And Darius Labitus, as you continue to kind of walk up about 50 feet away, kind of from the small wall that would lead you into the church, you see the buildings kind of on either side leading out that you wanted to go to. Where do you guys want to go?
I would approach the building, check it, like looking in the windows to see if I can see anyone or any movement or anything.
So there's one to the left of the church. That one is a little bit larger in size. The one to the right is a little bit smaller. You see kind of one door, 2 windows on either side. But the one to the left of the church is a longer building. You can see it looks like there's 3 doors kind of spaced throughout it. And you're pretty sure, you're getting a little bit closer, that the back of it kind of overhangs out for some reason. But it is very large.
Well, that one sounds interesting. I will move towards that one for investigation.
Okay, for sure. Okay, you make your way that way. Lapidus, are you following the bird or following Darius? Or yourself?
Did Darius put up his hood already?
He's had his hood up this whole time.
Yeah, so
Okay, so sorry, I would
can't follow
voice
him.
to the group that I'm moving towards the bigger building.
Yeah, I will walk in between that and the bird. Kind of like,
Well, you both do see
Here.
the bird kind of flutter into the kind of the top of the doorway of the church. Do you want to move towards kind of where Darius is talking, or do you want to kind of stay closer to the bird?
Closer to the bigger building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys kind of turn, make a
Acting
left.
nonchalantly. Sorry.
Absolutely. Yeah, you guys, as you take a look around, it is very noticeable that there's no movement throughout the village. Just walking up, even though it's only been a short time, you've seen nobody move. Almost dead silent. You hardly hear anything as you're going towards this large building. As you approach, you don't see any windows along the wall of this building. You see 3 doors kind of spaced out about 20 feet apart, leading down the one side of this building. Did you wish to approach those doors, or do you want to go to the rear of the building? What's the approach?
I think I would scout the building first, looking for any type of opening, and I would voice to Lapidus. I'm going to move ahead to see if I can find an easy way in that isn't an obvious door. I don't know if you want to come with me, and I'll like kick a stone so he can see like the direction I plan to go. Or if you want to wait here until I make a full round.
I would think the full round.
You're gonna wait here, or you're gonna come with me?
No, I just wait here for you to go the full round, right?
If that's what you prefer, just make sure you stay out of sight, and people might wonder why you're standing outside this building.
Well, everyone went to the church, right?
Yes, but the church is right there. So if they come outside,
I will go to the side opposite of the church. So if building said here and church said there, I would be on far side, out of the sight, waiting for Darius to make his loop around the building.
Gotcha. Yeah, you head towards the opposite side, making sure that you're kind of covered. If anybody was to come out of the church, then they wouldn't have line of sight of you. You start heading towards there. Darius, you kind of turn, take that right to kind of go down the side of the building as Lapidus kind of continues down the road to get to that other end. You travel about 20 feet, and you can see that this wall continues. Again, no windows. You look to your right and you see this sort of 3-foot wall continuing along the side of the church. But as you continue a little bit more, you see the wall finally stops, and you see this overhang of the roof almost continuing out about 15 feet. And as you kind of get to the edge of this and you get to the rear of the building and you look, and you see these large wooden doors that seem to be lined almost the full exterior of the rear of this building. Double doors in each, large wooden. You see a handle kind of like slapped down in the middle of it. As you look down the back of it, this seems to be the same case the whole way down the back of this building.
And sorry, what does it look like? Like, does it look like a production area, or?
You can't see inside the building. This is basically the rear wall of the building.
But you said the roof like overhangs something, right? Like, is there anything under the overhang, or is it just like a porch?
It's like a porch. It's like a little awning.
Okay. And is there a door at this back area?
Yeah, so these big doors line this entire thing. It's almost not, there's very little wall this entire rear part of this building. There's sort of you have sort of almost got an arch, and then you have these double wooden doors, and then a few feet from that is another kind of stone arch with double doors lining the whole rear of this.
Okay, and there's no windows?
There's no windows.
Okay, I will go back basically around. I'll cut across the porch. I'll go around the other side and I guess meet with Lapidus since he's gone to that other side of the building.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a perception as you're kind of making your way around there.
Natural 1.
Natural 1. Excellent. You see
I'm too busy looking to make sure nobody sees me.
Yeah, absolutely. You start making your way around to the other side. Down at the southeastern end of the town, the group Felix, you've made your way to the door on the exterior of the kind of south end of this larger part of the building, this extra room that is on here. Felix, you reach to the door. What did you want to do?
So as I move up to the door, still kind of trying to like stay against the wall, underneath like a sight line for windows, and I'm having a look around as well, like making sure if I see anybody outside. But it's not taking my time. I'm still trying to move quickly, so maybe sacrificing a bit of quiet for alacrity. But as soon as Felix gets to the door, right away he's going to grab whatever handle or anything and just try to see if it's open. You're not going to force it, but just try to move it to see if it unlatches and you can open the door.
Yeah, for sure. And as you do get up, you do notice that there is 2 windows on either side of this door on this part of the building. However, there's curtains drawn, these kind of beautiful blue curtains. One set blue, the other set a pinky red color. And as you quickly check the handle, you can feel the door have a little bit of give. You know that this is not locked.
Okay, Jak, the door's open. We can go in.
Okay, do we want to try to be quiet, or do we just want to walk in and act like we're wandering around and thought this place was really pretty and we wanted to come in and see what it was about?
Maybe you're right. Maybe that's the right approach, especially since, like you guys said, they already made us. So, I'll let you take the lead on this. I'm not the best in these kind of situations.
If there's one thing I've learned with traveling with the Darius Silverstrum, it's how to make an entrance. And so Jak will kind of like stand up and kind of brush himself for a second, and then he'll go, "I'm telling you, Trey, it's not that big of a deal to owe him that much money," and he's just going to open the door as he takes a step in.
As he does that, talking to Trey, and Felix is going to step to the side of the doorway to be out of view, and he's going to quickly have like a semi change of heart and alter the plan without saying anything. He's going to reach down to his belt buckle, and he kind of twists it and taps something and casts invisibility and vanishes.
Nice.
Excellent.
You see out of the corner of your eye, Felix disappear from sight as you kind of step into the room, saying this, echoing this out. As soon as you open the door, you get the immediate visual of the room. You can see the door on the left-hand side that would lead into that longer room that you guys kind of clocked from that window earlier. You can see that along the walls, you see these beautiful pictures that have been drawn. You see sketches of animals, of trees. You see some vines and flowers that are hanging from the ceiling and have been positioned perfectly along the edges. You see these small torches that have been placed along that are just slightly glowing, and your eyes drop a little bit to see cradles laid along the side of the room. And in almost a second after you finish what you're saying, you hear these screams start to come from the cradles to your right as you hear footsteps start coming from the room to the left. What do you do?
As Jak is like opened the door, and he's not being like excessively noisy, especially getting caught off guard by children or babies crying. He'll immediately like lower his volume and go, "Oh, and does anyone like coming towards him or towards these children?"
So this is a large room with cradles kind of along the right and left side. You hear some crying come from the right side, and you see sort of decorative things within this room, but you don't see any adults or anything. You only see some of these babies in the cradles.
Gotcha. Jak will step in completely to the building. He'll kind of gesture for Trey to follow, and he's going to, besides taking in like what he's seen in the room on the surface, he is going to try to look for anything that sticks out on a deeper note, I guess.
Okay, so as you step in, you're kind of taking in the area, and then your intent is to kind of poke around.
Yeah.
With the babies crying. And the footsteps coming from the other room.
He is going to say, like, is anybody here? But he's not just going to yell and then like rile up others if there's other children. Sorry, is someone here?
Okay, and in this moment, Trey, what did you want to do when you see this unfold and hear the people?
Trey is visibly very annoyed by what's going on here. That we've just trespassed into the nursery and upset every child in the entire village. I think he's going to put his hand on his hips and just go, well, we're looking for some wine to wash down our dinner. I guess we found all the wine we can handle.
Jack's going to shoot 3 arrows into Trey. No puns.
So as Trey says this, and this is all going on, Felix, now visible. Did you want to do anything specific in this moment?
Yeah, Felix. As they enter, Felix is gonna, having turned invisible, is gonna slip in behind them and quickly move to the left, to the direction where we hear people coming from, and just try and kind of move that way. And so I'm just looking for, hallways, whatever, other rooms. I'm heading in that direction. I'm going to listen and wait for people who are coming and be ready to kind of just step aside and let people go past my unseen presence so that I can go past them and have a look at what's going on.
For sure. Yeah, you kind of position yourself against the wall beside this door, so when it does open, you have a perfect vantage point to kind of not only glance in, but move in if necessary. So as this is all happening, Jak, you kind of saying this and started to take a look around. You do indeed hear the door handle start to open from the left in the room. And as it starts to kind of open up fairly quickly, but not a surprise, and you see the female from before, long blonde hair, wearing this sort of long robe. Did you see the door kind of open up and this look on her face and just locks eyes with you, Jak? What are you doing here?
We're by the fire and everybody left, and so we figured we'd walk around, and I guess we happened upon a building we shouldn't be in with a bunch of children trying to sleep.
What is your designation?
What's that?
What is your designation?
Oh, Dragon Rider.
I do not believe a dragon rider will be required where the babies are born.
Again, just walking around, getting a feel for things.
Please leave.
Yeah. Yes. Very, very pretty place. As Jak kind of starts to slowly step back. Apologies for the trouble. What is your designation? As I'm leaving, he's like holding the door like open still.
As you're saying this, and as she has opened the door, she is slowly walking towards you while saying this, arms just kind of hanging to the side. Mother.
Oh, all right. Good night. And then he's gonna like slowly close the door the rest of the way.
Okay. Yeah, she continues to walk towards you until that door fully closes. I want to check in though. Trey, did you want to do anything while Jak was doing that, or are you kind of following his lead on that?
I don't think Trey ever actually entered the building.
Yeah.
In my mind, Jak had, or the door had come open. Jak had kind of gone inside to sort of set the tone, but I don't think Trey would have followed. I think Trey is probably still outside looking real annoyed, trying not to seem too cross at his team who's doing what they think is best, but he like definitely doesn't agree with what we're doing here.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, and as this female identifying herself as mother kind of walks into the room to slowly towards Jak to ensure that he exits, Felix, what do you do?
Yeah, Felix takes the opportunity and just kind of slips around her and heads right into whatever room she just came out of.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, very easily done. Give me a stealth tech, just with advantage.
Okay, so that's an 11, but I'm going to use a flash of genius and make it a 15.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, she starts heading towards Jak. As you kind of move over and you kind of clip your hip on the small table that's at the corner, and you kind of stop and look, she doesn't seem to have reacted to it. And you kind of slip into the other room, and you can immediately see this mimicking kind of what you see from outside this very long sort of rectangular room. You can see a couple of doors lined up to your right, leading. Knowing the depth of this, you expect just small rooms. You see 4 of those to your right. You see tables and chairs to the left, almost in dining style, small circular tables. At the very end, you can see immediately, you see movement. You see 5 other figures at the very end of the room, and you can see them huddled kind of around the window. 2 different windows kind of looking out from where you were spotted before. And you can see that one of them is indeed the one that you've seen kind of carrying the baby. They're kind of leaning out and looking out. Don't seem to have caught wind of you as of yet. But they're about 50 feet down this room.
I don't see any stairs going up or down or anything like that. Just
you look, kind of glance up, and you do see rafters leading up into like a tall point, but it doesn't look like there's a second level to the building. You do block the door to the left that you've seen coming up, it's just kind of halfway up the room, but you don't see anything leading up.
Okay, I'm gonna quickly move towards that door and just open it, like not even really cautiously. Nobody's looking in my direction. This door is just gonna turn and open itself, and I'm just gonna open it, like not even like crack it, like just opening, like shoving it wide open. What's inside this room?
Okay. So the very first, door to the right, like as you go in.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So absolutely, yeah. You grab it, turn it. It kind of surprises you a little bit to the fact that it's not locked either, and just swings wide open. And you see immediately that this is a small bedroom. You see a bed lined up on the right-hand side. You see a wash basin at the end, and you see a window set right in the middle of the wall.
I quickly just want to take in the kind of the features and construction of this. We saw where we've seen the rundown homes. We Felix recalls the building that the pathwalker stayed in along the path, and how it was clearly something that belonged to somebody else at some time. So does this look like something that was newly built on the inside just as it does on the outside? Or does it look like something that was repurposed?
Right, yeah, absolutely. You can give me either investigation or perception.
It's going to be a 15 for investigation.
Investigation, awesome. Yeah, you absolutely kind of take a look around, trying to gather in, try to age it, try to match it up, and you can see that the interior definitely matches the exterior. You can see the woodwork, even in the floors that are done here, is expertly done. You see almost no separation in between the planks that are laid there. You see the walls itself, beautifully done. You see it's even painted within this room. A lot of care and time done here, and you see the curtains are even kind of flattered to the side with small ties, keeping these curtains in this room open. But very much so upkept excellently.
Okay. I will leave the door to that bedroom open. I'm not going to shut it. I'm going to turn back into the hall. I want to look back as I come out of the room, like straight out. I'm going to look to my left to the door that leads back into the main entrance way. Is that still open? Is the woman still out there? Is she walking back? What do I see?
So as you kind of glance there, take it in, you see that the woman has stepped to the right-hand side of the door, and you see her leaning across and kind of pulled the blue curtain to the side and is just staring outside.
Okay. And is there another door across the hall from me then?
So
Now
the
that I've
door.
come out.
Yeah. So as you come out, the door across the hall and up a little bit would be the exit. To lead you out of the building. To your right, there's 3 more doors to 3 more rooms.
Sorry, that's what I meant. Yeah, in the hall, like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are they all on the same side? Like walking into the hallway, like this one room was on the right. Are all of the other rooms on the right, or are there any on the left?
No, they're all on the right.
Are there any windows on the left side that look outside?
Yeah. You can definitely see there's kind of windows scattered throughout before it gets up to the door leaving. Yeah, you can kind of glance out the window. You don't see any movement out there or anything.
Okay, so basically what I want to do is, since that woman's in the main room looking outside by the door, and these other people are kind of crowded at the end of this hall looking out windows there. If there's windows on my left that like nobody's looking at these windows, I want to walk up to one of those windows, try to open it.
Yeah, absolutely. Give me another stealth with advantage, please.
All right, that's going to be a 10.
Okay. Yeah, you go over to open this window, and as you do, you can feel it is not locked, but it gives you some resistance. And as you kind of give it that little extra shove, you hear this massive sound as the wood kind of streaks up and slams in as it kind of slides upwards. You immediately see the women at the end spin around, not shocked, face still straight, but spin around towards the sound. And the corner of your eye, you can see the woman pull herself away from the curtain in the other room as well. What do you do?
Well, still invisible. I obviously have drawn a bunch of attention to myself, but I'm just gonna jump and leap through the window. Like I just want to like somersault out the window to the outside and get out of this place.
For sure. Give me an acrobatics.
Here we go. It's gonna be a 19.
19. Amazing. The adrenaline starts pumping as you kind of see yourself almost closed in by these unknown females. And the strength that you use to push this up, you kind of carry it through, grab it, and pull yourself up and swing your feet out first. As you kind of fly out and surprise yourself by carrying your weight from your legs backwards and kind of landing on both feet, looking around, realizing that nobody can still see you. You see Jak
perfect.
and Trey just, you see them kind of just down to your left at the end of the building. You kind of see back. Jak kind of backing up a little bit, and Trey kind of like head in the hands, kind of shaking.
Yeah, I'm gonna quickly make my way over to them, still invisible, and as I get closer, I'm gonna be like, Jak, I'm out. I'm here. I'm gonna stay like this, but let's make our way towards the other buildings, and we should probably get away from this place.
Okay. Excellent.
All
Yeah,
right.
Jak will start making haste to the next building. Maybe we don't go to another building full of babies, and we should have scouted a little bit better, so we're probably going to get yelled at in the morning.
Look, we did what we had to do. It is what it is. Let's just go find the other buildings by the church and see what's going on.
All right.
Right. You guys start heading north towards the church?
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So back up north, Lapidus, you make it to the other side of the building, waiting on Darius coming around. Darius, while you're going across the back of this building, if you give me a perception or an investigation as you're walking past these large doors.
You did have me do a perception already, and I got a nat 1. I don't know if that is.
My apologies. Yes, that is correct. Not to rub it in or anything. Yeah, so you make it around to the other side. You see Lapidus at the end. You make your way towards him. As you're doing that, Elion, still looking through the Raven. Do you wish to kind of release that and check back in, or what do you want to do during this time?
Am I how far would I say the Raven is from us right now? Still fairly close.
It's about 200 feet. Maybe not even that far.
I'm gonna say because my range I think is only 100 feet.
Yeah.
So is it?
You would
farther?
feel as you got to close to the end of this building, you would feel your being able to kind of connect to see through it anyway start to fade. You are over 100 feet at that end of that building.
Okay, so I would probably backtrack, get a good vantage point in the building where I'm still within my 100 feet, and then release for a moment to check in.
Okay, yeah, for sure. Raven kind of comes out, backs up a little bit, and kind of perches up on top of one of the trees in the corner of the small courtyard for what it is of the church. Feeling that connection still strong, you kind of release and look up, and you can see Lapidus has you in his arms, and you see Darius kind of walking towards you guys.
You wouldn't see me. I'm invisible.
He would see me constantly looking down at, like, my eyes haven't left his.
Everything going okay?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay. The church, quite a bit of people in there. Everyone, as we suspected. There's nothing really happening though. They're all just have their hands on their shoulders. And is Darius around?
Would I have come around at this point, or?
Yeah, you would be almost at them at this point, yeah.
I would just be like, yes, I'm here.
Yes, he's here.
He can hear me.
Yeah. Did he hear what I said, or was he not close enough?
No, he would have heard, yeah. He was
Yeah.
close at you guys.
Yeah, so there's no one really giving a sermon or speaking. They're all just standing in a room quiet.
Well, I mean, like I said, I felt something watching me in my brain, so whatever this thing is, it's got to have some type of psychic ability.
Right. Well,
But it doesn't seem magical. Like I said, I tried to dispel Felix and nothing happened. Either that or it's very powerful magic.
right. Well, I will keep an eye still. If he above tables, because I don't know how this works. If Darius speaks to me within my mind, would I hear that while I'm at the Raven?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Ryan, is there an actual rule for that?
It technically goes right into his brain, so technically you would still
You
hear
would
it.
still hear it, I guess.
I would think so. Yeah. I would.
But
think
you
so.
could rule that, right? Like,
Yeah, I think it would. Especially Elion, because he deals with multiple voices as it is anyway. So we'll say yes.
Okay. I'll just say, just if you need me back, then speak to me through my mind.
I can do that, but it really depends where I am. Because if I do cast a spell, it breaks the invisibility.
Right. Well, just keep that in mind.
You too. You know, if shit goes down and I'm not saying anything, it's probably because I'm trying to hide.
Right. And my eyes go white.
Yeah, you get a view of the front of the church again.
Has
no
anything
movement.
changed?
No, it looks like no movement as of yet. Everybody seems to be exactly where they were when you last checked in.
Can I? Let me see. Can I cast? Actually, give me a minute. Come back to me.
Yep, no worries.
So
Lapidus,
coming up, sorry,
Go ahead.
as I approached, I would have filled everyone in. There's no windows on this building, and there are doors to get in, but there doesn't seem to be anywhere I can sneak into the building.
And Lapidus, you would hear this.
Well, we don't need to sneak in.
Well, that's what I was thinking. If you open the door, I can sneak in. That way, if there's somebody there to immediately be like, get the fuck out, I can at least still sneak inside.
So I do not need to sneak.
Correct. It's probably for the best.
I cannot sneak. That is something I can do.
Okay. Do you want to go open the door to see if we can get inside? If there's no one there, you can come in with me. But if someone is there, I'll sneak in and see what I can find out.
And that's just the big building, right? You're not talking about going to the church.
The building we're literally standing outside.
Yeah. Okay, because I didn't want to just like, okay, go to the church and like, no. Where are you going?
You started going to, I would literally, where are you going?
No, I'll go to the door, just turn around the corner and kind of put my hand on it. And I want to open it. Is it locked?
Yeah, so as you look at this large wooden door, so there's the three sort of more normal doors, we'll say, along the side of the building that Lapidus you walk past. To the rear is the one with these large double wooden doors. So did you want to head to the large wooden double doors that Darius described, or to the sort of more regular doors that you see?
The double doors, then.
Double doors? Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, you go around to the back, and as you kind of take the scene in, go ahead and give me a perception, please.
Oh, that's not bad. 15?
15? Okay. You've seen more than Darius. Yeah, as you take a look, you see these doors, double doors. You can see that all of them have this very simple wooden kind of latch holding them closed. You don't see any locking mechanism whatsoever other than this kind of wooden thing that is just kind of between the handles and the door. It looks pretty easy. You can flip it open. You do see kind of traces of hay and kind of scrapings on the ground in front. And as you look a little bit closer, you can see dozens, maybe hundreds of footprints kind of stomped into these pieces of hay and into the kind of the dirt and ground coming to and from these doors.
This is a well-traveled path. And I go to the door.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to go ahead and open the door, latch up, and
Open.
absolutely, yeah, you pull it up, easily done. You pull it to the side, grab the handle of the other, and you open it up. You can see that these doors are impeccably made, and as it opens up, you can even see the hinges shining. These things must be polished as well. As you open it up and you look inside, and you see straw kind of scattered all over the floor. And as you look in, you can see the three kind of scattered doors. Within that, you see stalls. You look around, you don't see any horses. You don't see any animals. As you look on the floor, you see those footprints from earlier, and you see hundreds more of those footprints leading into and out of the stalls.
There's no animals here.
Well, if you could kindly just move a little bit to your right, I could go in and...
I think you should be more careful. And I step aside.
Okay. And I will make my way in.
Making my way?
I don't think I have anything to do with that anymore. Nope. Yep, I will make my way in, and I'm just gonna like investigate, kind of look in the stall, and like I wanna. So, if I look in the stall, does it look like the footprints like go around as if like an animal was in there?
Give me perception.
Come on, that's better. 17 plus 4, 21.
Yeah. Yeah, awesome. So yeah, you glance kind of up and down, taking the entirety of this long building in. And looking them down, you can tell there's about 15 kind of stalls, open stalls that are kind of laid throughout this thing. Other than where these stalls kind of break to give those doors, access to the doors to the other side of the building, there's not much else in here. Stalls, straw on the floor. As you kind of like look around and kind of check each one out, you do see that there are beautiful metal hooks installed in a lot of these against the wall, and you see blankets hung up. You count maybe scattered around about 30 or so between all the different stalls and the hooks and the ones that have blankets on there. There is nothing else within here. There's no lights. There's no other windows.
Sorry. What I was specifically looking for, though, because you said that the footprints were on the floor.
Yeah.
So you said they go into the stall, but does it look like it like imagine if a horse was in the stall and somebody was going around caring for the horse? Like, does it look like the footprints are going around something in the stall?
Right. So with that perception, you kind of see the footprints, and you kind of laser in on a couple of specific ones where you see these patterns, and you trail it from the door into one of these stalls, and you see the footsteps kind of go into the center to the stall. One of them kind of goes to the side, but then they stop there. And then you kind of track them, turn and walk out. You don't see them going around anything. You see them going into this stall and then leaving the stall. There doesn't seem to be anything that they're going around, or even any animal footprints whatsoever. It looks like humanoid footprints only.
Oh, I'm going to regret this. I want to walk in the stall.
Okay, yeah, sure.
And I want to like go in and like just in case there's anything invisible inside.
Yeah. Give me an invisible grope check. Yeah, give me an investigation.
Okay. Investigation +5, so 13. No, 12. Sorry.
12. Okay. Yeah, you walk in, and as you kind of like wince a little bit, putting your hands forwards, you don't feel yourself come into contact with anything. You know, you hit the wall, you hit kind of the nice wooden kind of walls that are laid to the stall, and then the stone back wall to it. See kind of the hooks there, the two of the blankets hung up. Yeah, you don't see or feel anything within here.
All right, well, this place is a bust, and I will head back to Lapidus. There's nothing here, not even invisible. I would be interested to see what they actually do in here when the town is actually operational and not in whatever weird standby these people seem to sit in. But we should go check the other building. Hello?
I never know if Lapidus is like just his poised reply, or if he doesn't know that he's replying.
I know he turns his camera off too, so I don't know
sorry.
if he's like muted, knows he's muted, or
No, I had a phone call. I'm sorry. I missed that.
So yeah, Darius basically explaining there's nothing here, and we should go check the other building.
Okay. By the way, I just want to state I haven't put you down. Are you still up
sure.
in my arms, or yeah?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll just carry on. I just wanted to reassure we're all still grouped together, and yeah. So, do we move to the next building?
I think that would be the best plan. Yes.
Are you Felix's and Jak's building, or another building?
No, there was another building on the other side of the church. They're on the other side of town.
Then to the other side of the church.
Okay. Lead the way. I'm invisible, so I'm just gonna stay behind you. And
I carry Elion nonchalantly through the village to the other side.
All right. So yeah, you guys head outside the outside of the structure, walking along the back. Did you guys want to do anything to the structure before you leave, or you just heading out the open door and off you go?
we'll close the door that we left open.
Yeah, I was always taught to.
I'm just making sure.
Leave
If you don't
the
tell
things
me, I assume
the
you're
way.
not doing it.
Well, I leave things the way I found them. Okay.
Okay.
Tuck in my chair.
I can't say that every single time I would, but if we're trying to sneak, I definitely would be closing, like putting things back the way we left them.
That's why I like to check. I don't want to be like, oh, well, I would have done that. So you guys, absolutely close the doors, pull that kind of wooden latch down and start heading along the back of this building. Elion, at this time, as you're watching through your Raven, you do see the individuals start to drop their hands from the shoulders. And you see them start to move.
Okay. They're like moving to exit, or are they like going for punch and pie after?
Well, this is just in this moment, they've kind of dropped their hands on their shoulders. Just want to check and see if you want to do anything specific, or you don't want to wait, see what they do.
I want to kind of wait to see what they do. I think I can speak right through myself.
You can,
sure
you can speak.
I just can't hear. So I will say, they've started to move. They've dropped their hands and unlinked from each other. I don't know if they're leaving yet, though. Stand by.
Okay, just let us know.
Just so you know, if you're talking to me right now, I cannot hear you. Just.
Well, then why are you talking to us? What?
At this time, Group Felix, you guys have been kind of heading up towards this area. You can see the church is about 100 feet to the north. You're kind of on this main path. Go ahead and all of you give me a perception. How much you can see from here.
Team Felix, right?
Team Felix, yeah.
That's a 20.
Ooh, dang.
You said perception?
Yes.
Okay, 15.
15. And Trey?
28.
28, amazing. Trey sees back onto Lath. As you're walking forwards, Felix and Trey, you can both see the figures start to move forwards, coming out of the doorway of the church. You can definitely tell whatever was happening in the church. These people are now moving out of it. And Elion, you see this as well through the Raven. You can see that they are moving now towards the doorway, starting to exit the church.
I will relay that as well.
Team Felix.
Sorry.
Yeah. As Felix sees that they're starting to exit, this kind of worry of missing whatever's going on kind of takes over, and he starts to run towards the church, towards this doorway where people are coming out, still visible. And kind of his plan is he wants to kind of push his way into the church and hope that because there's so many people that are kind of flooding out, they won't really notice the fact that there's an unseen person bumping into them. They'll just assume that other people around them must be bumping into them. And so he's going to try and push his way through the crowd and get into the church now and see what he can see in there.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so Felix just charging ahead, still invisible. Go ahead and roll me a stealth at advantage.
You know, it's amazing because without advantage, some of these rolls have already been pretty bad with advantage. Just imagine if I didn't have. Yeah. Right. It's going to be a 17.
17. Okay, great. So that beats both the passive perceptions of Jak and Trey, so they're unaware of your movement unless you're communicating.
No, Felix doesn't say anything. He's just so like, it just kind of, it's classic Felix. He's just like, doesn't even think. He's just like, here I go.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, you just take off, start running towards that doorway. Kicking back, sorry, Elion, you were communicating what you'd seen?
Yeah, I was just, they're starting to leave the church now. I will still keep an eye. Give me an update, Darius, if you can hear me.
What do you think? I pull the hood off, and I cast message at Elion, and I'm like hovering over him, like looking at his face, and I'm like, "We're moving to the other building." And that's it.
Are they moving closer or are they moving farther? Can I tell that by the connection?
Like your group from you?
Like my group from the Raven.
Uh,
So, yeah.
Well, you know where you were positioned that they're going to have to pass the Raven, essentially. They went to the building on the left-hand side of the church, and they're going to actually pass the Raven to go to the building on the right-hand side of the church,
Okay.
crossing through all the people that are exiting.
Okay. I will. Can I don't have eyes on the other group at all. That's the Raven, right?
Give me another perception for the Raven.
14.
14. You do see two figures coming up the path to the south, coming towards the church. Can't really make out who it is, but you definitely see two figures walking.
Okay. I got eyes on two figures approaching the church. I'm gonna scout it out, and I will fly over, do like a flyby just to get eyes on the figures. I don't need it's close enough just so I can get IDs on them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it only takes a few seconds for your Raven to flutter off. And yeah, in just a few seconds, you can definitely tell that it's Trey and Jak you're very familiar with their
Okay.
figures.
I will cast a message to Jak.
Okay. Through your Raven?
Yeah. What are you doing?
Going to another building.
The church is evacuating now. Be prepared.
Oh. Okay. Reen will let us know if people are getting close.
I will swoop around and head back to the church.
Jak would say to the group, apparently the church is letting out. We may want to get to our spot.
Yeah, Trey, you hear this?
Well, if they're going to leave the church, then maybe it's going to be a bit difficult to investigate the other buildings, especially if they start to filter out and go about their daily lives. So if our express purpose was to investigate before they get a chance to hide something from us or keep us from putting our noses where they don't belong, then this is going to be our last chance. So if the two of you think that we need to investigate this last building, then let's get it done.
Felix, did you hear that?
There's no response.
Sounds like he might already be in there. How close are we to the building?
You're about 50 feet away now as you guys continue to walk.
Does he need us to open the door? Felix, do you need us to open the door? If you're invisible, can you not manage that?
No response.
Uh,
You guys
Felix
can
could-
see all these people starting to come out of the church, though. The open doors in the church coming down the steps. You guys continue walking? Or what are you doing, Trey and Jak?
We have no inkling of where Felix has gone.
0.
Okay. And Felix is going to start, or not Felix, sorry, Jak is going to look to the ground. And he is going to attempt to locate any gnomish footprints. To see
Okay.
if he can.
Give me
If you
either a
can-
survival or an investigation.
Ooh, I just like yeeted my dice. I'm pretty sure my survival's better than my investigation. Yeah, I'll give you survival. $26, natural 20.
Excellent. Excellent. Awesome. So, So as as quiet and stealthy as Felix was, you do indeed pick out his footsteps. You kind of look behind you almost. First of all, you get a bead on and kind of knowing, you know, roughly where he was talking to you guys, and you kind of pinpoint the pressure points and kind of the shape of it, and you can definitely see it. The pressure of the footprints gets so much deeper and then lighter. You can tell immediately that he just made into a sprint and headed north towards the church.
Okay. Well, it looks like he's already up there, judging by, and like Jak just casually pointing at his feet, like the footprints. Looks like he's already up there. Probably better since this building's letting out, or this church is letting out. I think we continue. Let's go there to be there for him if anything goes south or awry. And I mean, at the same time, yeah, we're being nosy, but at the same time, we're wandering around after we were just abandoned with no explanation. So I don't think you can be too mad at us for doing that.
I said before, it don't make sense for us to work against each other. We stick to the plan, we get it done. We can meet up when we've investigated this last building. Hopefully, we don't raise too much suspicion. Let's keep it tight. Let's keep it quiet.
And while Trey's talking, is he looking at Jak by any chance?
I think that Trey definitely would have followed your gaze and sort of searched your face when we weren't certain where Felix had gone. He, you know, obviously isn't 100% certain that you tracked that Felix had left and where his tracks have gone to, but I believe that Trey is pretty confident that that's what you've done, and he's kind of working on that assumption.
I think while Trey is talking, Jak is going to meet his gaze after he's like explaining things and looking to Trey. And even in the worry of what's going on and the uncertainty, I think Jak is gonna just like slowly reach out to Trey, and he's gonna grab his chin, and he's gonna just pull him down to his eyes almost, and just like intently stare into him. Trey, can you focus on me and not this noise around you? When Darius told you to focus on whatever it was watching, can you stop focusing on it? And can you focus on me here and now?
And there's like a look of confusion on Trey, and it takes a second, and you can sort of see his brow furrows for what he feels like could potentially be wasted time, and he's like trying to search for the meaning in your words, and he's just kind of like looking around your face a bit and looking in your eyes. Jak, it's a lot to focus on. I want to get the mission done. If you want me to focus on you, do you expect that I'm being distracted by something and that I need to just look at you for a while?
I figured I would try this than hitting you again. I just want you to concentrate. I don't know what we need to do to give you back all of your thinking, I guess. So I just figured, remember that you're Trey, I'm Jak, we're the ATLADS, and we're on a mission, and something has affected you, and I'd like you to come back to reality.
There have been times in my life where I've been affected and it's hard to think clearly, but I've got skill in putting the mission first, and that's what I'm doing right now. I don't intend to act on my emotions, how I feel. I intend to act on what makes sense, or at the very least what we can agree on.
Okay. Well then, Felix first, and then We'll try this when we get back.
And Trey's gonna look a little bit frustrated because in his mind, we're meant to be investigating these buildings quickly, and this feels like we've diverted from the plan a bit, and it's kind of got Trey's head in a bit of a mix. And to have Felix just run off, and he feels like he's not really tracking the situation very well anymore. All right, Jak, I'll follow your lead, but it feels like we're diverting from the mission. Things aren't starting to make much sense to me anymore, and it makes me worry that maybe none of us are paying attention to our goals anymore.
We know the main goal. Survive. So, we'll lock it in. Keep it together. You've gotten this old for sticking to what you know. So, we'll just keep doing that.
All right, Jak. What's the call? Do we chase after Felix in the direction of the church? Or do we investigate this building?
Oh yeah, we chase after Felix. If he goes by himself and gets attacked, it's not going to be good. So, after Felix.
All right, then. There's no time to waste.
Felix.
And Jak will.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I'll say Jak will kind of pick up his pace.
Sure. Yeah, you pick up your pace. Trey, you follow in. Felix, as you kind of start sprinting and you see these people start moving out of the front doors, go ahead and give me a dexterity check.
Just straight dex.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be 13.
13. Okay. Yeah, as they're kind of coming out, and you're in your small form, it's quite easy for you to kind of like dip to the side, and some of these people, even so tall, is able to kind of like almost duck underneath them as they're moving in and out. And you do get a few bumps left and right. And as you look up, almost like alarmed, like, did somebody see me? And you look at the expression on their faces, and they just have this relaxed, deadpan expression. Seem unbothered by whatever is bumping at their ankles, and just continue walking down the steps. You're pushing through like 10, 20, 30, maybe 40 people flooding out of this church as they're making their way out and flooding outwards. And you kind of just be able to see the inside of this church now, where the stonework, again, absolutely impeccable. You see these stone pillars layered to the 3 to the left, 3 to the right. You see an altar up on the front. You see these beautiful pews made out of slate stone, all polished. And you see in the corner, the right-hand corner, you see a stone staircase kind of spiraling upwards. Other than these flood of people leaving this room, you don't see any other people within it. Everybody that is in here seems to be exiting out the main doors.
Okay. I'm gonna head for the staircase, the spiral staircase, and go up it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, you turn your attention over and start heading towards there. As that's happening, Group Darius, as you guys are heading sort of eastward away from this building you just investigated, kind of towards the church, you see the flood of people starting to come down the steps of the church now and starting to exit. What is your group doing?
Are they talking at all, like the people, or are they just kind of quiet, like just straightforward going where they're going?
Currently, there doesn't seem to be any discussion happening. We're just walking.
Okay.
And do I hear the shuffle and bustle of people getting ready to exit the church before I go carrying us across the front?
Elion did communicate that they were leaving the church to you guys. So you know they're leaving,
okay.
and now you guys are kind of walking towards, and you just kind of see them starting to move down. So you would definitely be aware they're all exiting.
Okay, so I want to either slow down and not be ahead of them, be behind them. They don't seem to be looking or caring about what's going on behind them. So that's where I will be walking with Elion.
Okay. It's kind of slowing your pace a little bit so you don't intersect them when they're coming out.
Yeah.
Okay. For sure. Darius?
Why? Because I'm invisible, I'd kind of just follow. Like, I would take Lapidus's lead.
Okay.
If he gets caught, like if someone stops him and starts talking to him, I would kind of take a step back and watch for people going to either building.
Okay.
And from that, let me know what's going on, and I'll let you know what my decision is.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, absolutely. You guys kind of slow your pace just a little bit. Darius, keeping an eye out on the distribution of people. Elion, you can see all this from your bird's eye view. Do you want to do anything specifically right now?
I think I'm just scouting, looking for anything that looks unusual. And then I also want to kind of keep tabs on the other group if I can keep them in sight. But more or less, I'm just looking for anything that might be a red flag in terms of what people are doing and where they're moving.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So from your vantage point, you can see them start to slowly kind of flood out. Nobody has any rush to get anywhere by the looks of it. And you do clock the two, Jak and Trey walking up. It looks like they kind of stalled a little bit, but you can see that they have resumed walking north towards the church. The people flooding out of the building, you don't see a pattern, but you do see them start to break off and scatter. They are not moving in one solid lump or anything. They have started to start to walk in different directions. And also, Darius, you were looking for this, but you do see them kind of breaking apart. They're not all heading down the main path. They're starting to kind of peel off.
Are they going to either of the buildings, left or right of the church?
If you want to wait for a little bit and see like how far they go, right now you can just tell they're starting to branch off into different directions.
But they haven't stopped Lapidus. They're letting him go about his business.
He held back a little bit, so they haven't quite reached him yet. He hasn't intersected them.
Okay, I will wait.
Okay.
Kind of depending on what he does, right? Like if he gets stopped, then that'll be my next thing. Is like, okay, is anybody going to either of these buildings that I can kind of sneak in behind?
Mm-hmm.
Or if Lapidus is able to carry on his business, nobody really cares what he's doing, then I will stick with him.
Okay. Yeah, Lapidus, you continue kind of slowly forwards as you see some of these people start coming towards you. They don't seem to acknowledge you very much. They just kind of look at you, kind of look at what you're carrying, and continue walking past.
All right, that's perfect. I will continue walking towards the other side of the church across to the other building.
Okay. Darius follows suit. Jak and Trey, as you get a little bit closer to the church now, you can see the people kind of starting to filter out and sort of move on, and you can see just to the left, you can see Lapidus carrying Elion kind of through these people as they kind of move and spread out. What are you guys doing?
I think Jak would like to maintain following Felix's footprints.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. And you see these people as they start to come out, they kind of look at you and look up, and they start to kind of walk off. You see some of them go to into the derelict buildings. They kind of spread to the side. And as you're kind of watching, as you start walking forwards, it looks like some of them are starting to pick things up and put them against the wall. Looks like they're maybe trying to repair parts of the wall or something. But you continue walking as you kind of take this in. Inside the building, Felix, as you hit the bottom of the staircase and look up, you can see this beautiful kind of marbled stone, polished stone that leads into this staircase and is made of this whole way up. As you kind of look, you can't really see what's above. You definitely have to kind of like lead your way up this spiral to get to the top. And you wanted to go up, right?
Yeah. Yep. I want to go up.
Okay.
And I'm still moving rather quickly.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, as you kind of like move your way up, and you can hear the little boop, 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 almost the little echoes as it hits in this large room. You head up, and as you do, you feel it twist 2, 3, 4, 5. You're trying to gauge in your head, like, how high is this? Does it correspond with the tower? Where am I located? You're trying to kind of process all this in your mind. And as you do, You think you got to be close to the top, close to the top. And as you kind of turn the corner, you see an individual standing with their hands folded in a black cloak, just draped slightly over their head, but almost bulged out on the sides. And we'll take a break and see what's happening when we come back in 7 minutes. Fine. Welcome back, everyone. As we left off, the group had tried to do some investigating around the village as there was a gathering within the church. They managed to check out 2 of the buildings that seemed to be a lot more upkept than the other when the church started to empty. All the villagers started to leave. Felix, still invisible, rushed in and managed to get in essentially unnoticed. At least they were unbothered by him if they did notice him. Headed towards a stone staircase as the rest of the group outside, Jak and Trey heading towards the church, trying to kind of find where Felix is to make sure he's okay. And Darius, Elion, and Reditus kind of intersecting with these people leaving the church as they wanted to go investigate the second building. Felix heading up the stairs, the marble staircase, reaching the top where a figure stands in front of a door. Large, looming figure, kind of large, pushing out in the top of his hood, black hood kind of pulled forwards a little bit. And as you do get closer, you can see this figure with his arms kind of folded in front. His face, it's not dark up here. You can see his face. Half of it is, it almost looks like it's melted a little bit on one half. It's kind of sagging down on one half. You can see one eye kind of pushed up a little bit on the other side. What you doing up here?
Felix just kind of like looks around, trying to figure out who this guy's talking to. Like because it's not me.
You're there. Who are you?
Felix is still gonna like try to ignore the obvious and just like try and walk around this guy and have a look around at the surroundings.
So the stairs leading up here, he's essentially he's standing, kind of it goes forward into just a small 5-foot kind of landing, and he's standing kind of in this doorway with the door just behind him closed. So there's no exit without going through past him to get through this door. As you kind of hold your position and kind of assess what to do, you kind of keep your eye on him, and you see him kind of like look left and right a little bit. Oh. Maybe not then. He kind of chuckles a little bit, and then you see him kind of sits down on his butt and kind of shuffles his feet forwards onto the step. And just sits there.
But still like in front of me, like in front of the door.
Yeah, still in front of the door. Yeah.
Do I, well, seeing his eye movement, right? Like, do I get the impression that he sees me or he heard me? Like, what is
insight?
Oh boy. That is okay. It's a straight 7 because I have no bonus, but I'm going to use a flash of genius and bump that to an 11.
Okay.
So 11.
Okay. So
sorry. How much time has it been since we all separated?
not long. About 15 minutes maybe.
Okay. Because I was going to say he technically has an inspiration. But
yeah.
it's been 10 minutes. So
Okay. Yeah, so as you kind of try to take this gentleman in, when you first arrive, this kind of serious look on his deformed face held intent and seriousness that after a few seconds when he looked around kind of dropped into this more relaxed tone. So even with that low roll, his expressions are not hidden very well at all. He looks extremely relaxed. He's sitting down as if there's no issues.
So Felix takes this moment to kind of assess the situation, realize like he mulls it over as he tries to take this guy's like facial features and his his intent in, evaluating kind of the fact that he's got nowhere else to go in this situation, and he just wants to know. He wants answers. And mulling over the options, he kind of just takes a deep breath, and even though nobody can see him do it, he reaches to his belt buckle and rotates the dial back to a different lock position, and his invisibility ends. And he looks up at this entity and says, "Who are you? What is this place?"
As you're saying that, you see him immediately stand up, and he pulls his head forward a little bit and never mind that. Who are you? Why are you here?
I'm Felix Tinkerspark, and I'm here to ask the questions I already asked you. Who are you, and what is this place?
I'm the ringer, and this place is where I ring the bell. Do I need to ring the bell again? We just rung the bell. Where did you even come from? You're not supposed to be here.
Well, your designation is bell ringer, not decider of who gets to be where they should be or not be. So I think it's not really up to you to decide whether or not I should be here. What's behind you through the door? Is anybody else up here?
You see this look of confusion immediately come across his face. I suppose never thought of it like that. No, just me. That behind the door is the bell. Behind the door is the bell. Was that all the questions?
What happens when you ring the bell? Everybody comes here. Why? What do they do? What goes on in here?
Oh, so many words all at once. Ring a bell when I'm told to ring the bell, when decisions have to be made.
How long have you been here? In Tentian?
I don't know numbers very well. Long time. Not good for much.
What's Obaloth?
That's a god. Came from the sky that everybody worships.
But people say they've seen him.
No, nobody's seen them.
I have a map that has a place that says Obaloth on it. Why? Why would it say that? It's northwest of your town.
That's where they say they are.
That's where Obaloth tells you that they are.
That's where they tell them they are. They don't speak to me. I just ring the bell.
So nobody's thought to go look.
They go there when it's chosen, but they don't come back.
Chosen? Chosen, what does that mean? Who gets chosen? How?
Oh, I don't know. The god, they choose them, and these all want to be chosen. It's the highest of high that you can get in this society. Everybody eventually goes to Obaloth, but those that go when it's not the time, they're chosen.
Felix thinks for a moment and then looks back at the man, trying to take in his features again. He's scarred, so maybe it's tough to tell, and with the hood as well. But can I make an age on this guy? Approximate how old he looks?
Roll an investigation.
It's going to be a 19.
19. So, looking at his features and the discoloration of his skin, you kind of assess that he may be a Goliath of some type. The discoloration, the texture of some of the skin, taking that kind of into account, it's still hard to pinpoint because of his makeup. You would guess somewhere 70, maybe 80. His speech and the way he kind of moves feels youthful, but you can tell from his body that he is not.
You said everybody eventually gets chosen. People that get chosen, are they older usually? More elder than those who remain?
Well, the ones that get chosen, smart, younger and smart, intelligent folks.
Are you the oldest? You're surely the oldest one here that I've seen. You appear to be, anyway.
Yeah, been around the longest, I think. Just stay up here by myself. It's all I'm good for, though. It's all I'm good for. Ringing the bell. I'll ring it well. I'll ring it well.
How does someone get chosen? When does that get decided?
Could happen at any time. In their dreams, they talk to them. They see them, they say. They hear voices, they say. The gods, they speak to them.
They tell everybody, or they tell the chosen one exclusively?
That's a good question. You kind of see him like staring at the ceiling. Come to think of it, I don't know. It must be all of them, because sometimes they send gifts and they have to ask the people for them or to prepare them. If they just told them by themselves, then they'd probably just head off by themselves, not tell anyone. Be so excited, would they? To be chosen. I don't think I'll ever be chosen.
Do you hear the voice of Obalath like everybody else? Or you just ring the bell?
Bell ringer down here, no voices. Just me own.
I see. Isn't that lonely?
You see him do the shrug. Maybe, but if that's my normal feeling, I've nothing to compare it to. So lonely is good, I think. Are you lonely? Are you by yourself? Like me?
Felix's face kind of contorts a bit. The question seems to surprise him for a moment. I don't know. Difficult to say, I guess. Are you happy up here?
He shrugs. I think so. I'm good at what I do. And we're all supposed to do something.
Yes, I suppose that's true. Well, thank you. You've been a lot of help. I'll leave you to it then. Spellbringer. Thank you.
You see, like, one side of his face kind of crook up to a smile as the other kind of stays drooped. Oh, I've never been thanked before. It's a good feeling. Thank you, Felix Tinkerspark. You see him tear up a little bit.
My pleasure. And Felix will just nod and turn to make his way back down the spiral stairs.
Yeah, you see him kind of like, as you pitter patter off, take a look over your shoulder, you can kind of see him almost like regain his composure and kind of almost like shrug it off and kind of stand up straight and cross his arms again and kind of hunches himself up, looking very stern and strong as you pitter patter down the stairs. Outside, Jak and Trey. You guys approaching now, you clearly see Lapidus carrying Elion just to your left. What do you guys wish to do? And Lapidus, you see them obviously as well.
I believe Jak is just continuing towards Felix.
Okay, so you're just kind of following the footsteps up the kind of the stairs towards the entrance of the church.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just walk past me.
Yeah, you're kind of coming this way, and go ahead, Trey.
Has there been any precedence for Elion to go practically unconscious? I know that Elion in the past has probably done something with his crow, but I don't know that Trey knows that's something that he can do.
Yeah, to Trey, I believe you would just be seeing Lapidus carrying an unconscious Elion.
Right, I think Trey would be perturbed, to say the least. It definitely feels like our fear was that we would begin to act erratic, and Trey has in rapid succession, the church lets out, Felix disappears, and now Lapidus is carrying Elion, and none of us are pursuing the buildings like we thought, and he doesn't even see Darius anywhere. So Trey feels like he's left with Lapidus, a corpse, and Jak, who is running probably to his doom. I think Trey is kind of spiraling right now. I definitely think Trey would come sprinting to Lapidus to see what's wrong with Elion.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so Trey starts running over Lapidus, Darius, and Elion. You can see this from your bird's eye view. You see Trey kind of running over as Jak's heading towards the entrance of the church.
I am gonna kind of like try to intercept him. So like out of nowhere, you're gonna feel like a hand on your chest. And like as you feel the hand, Darius is gonna be like, "You need to calm down. You're going to draw attention to us, and that is not something we need right now."
Yeah, I think right at the precipice of a proper psychosis is Trey struggling with the near non-reality that he's found himself in. I think he's actually just gonna kind of have a proper freak out for a second. Jak! And he's just gonna start shouting, "You need to get back here now!" And he's gonna look over at Elion and Lapidus. "What happened here? Somebody explain this to me." And he's just like screaming at the top of his lungs. I'm not trying to like blow the mic out and actually scream right now.
Yeah.
Trey, I need you to calm down now. And as I say now, it reverberates in your head, and you see me materialize. The hood is still on my head, and I cast suggestion on him.
Okay.
And I'm just looking deep into Elion's eyes, like, what?
And yeah, Jak, you hear this yelling coming from Trey.
And you have to roll a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
I think
My raven obviously sees and hears this.
Absolutely.
I got a 3 for
So
the
it's-
wisdom save.
It's gonna dart down and land on Mastos's shoulder.
Okay.
And yeah, Trey will hear in his mind, What's wrong?
Well, also, suggestion does take root
Okay.
because you failed your save.
Yeah. So what was the exact instruction? You need to calm down,
Basic-
right?
Yeah. Just calm down and like remain calm.
Yeah, so you kind of hear these words coming into your mind, Trey, but also at the same time, this soothing feeling starts to wash over you. And although you can't quite make sense of what's going on around you, there's still this strange feeling of safety within. And as soon as you feel this, almost like a blinding pain of whatever's been watching you shoots through your mind. And you make a charisma saving throw, please.
I got a nat 1 on the charisma saving throw.
I'm going to use a luck. No, go back. Yeah, I still have 3 left, so I'll use 1.
All right, Trey. This
Well,
fight of this, you feel this influence of Darius trying to soothe and kind of overcome you, and something within fighting back, and you feel this internal battle within you.
Would I feel my spell like fluctuating, like being fought against?
No,
Okay.
you wouldn't. So go ahead and roll again, Trey.
For the charisma saving throw?
Yes, please.
Okay. That will be a 5.
Jesus Christ, man. What is your charisma? Minus 20?
Yeah, so this surge of this calmness fighting against this strange feeling of observance, just pushing and forcing back, and this you were already on edge, and this tug of war that's happening within your mind, almost throwing you over the edge. And for a second, you feel that calmness take over, but then you just feel that confusion yet again. Darius, your spell takes hold for a second, but it's dissipated.
Oh, fuck. I'm visible now, by the way.
With this commotion, you do see a group of the villagers stop and start watching. Trey, you do hear the words from Elion in your mind as this kind of happened almost all at the same time. Elion, what was your...
Yeah, I just said, like, Trey, what's wrong?
Yeah, I think almost like a dulled sharpness. Trey is gonna struggle to really respond to that. It's almost like an echo of something he's not sure he actually heard. He sees Darius directly in front of him now, and then hears what I'm assuming probably sounds like Elion in his head.
Yeah.
And there's pain, and there's uncertainty, and there's almost like somebody floating with no purpose. There's a sort of dullness to the thought that is Trey's voice that just comes back with, I don't trust what I see.
That's what, like, you say that, or that's your thought?
A little bit of both. Like, Trey is trying to disconnect his mind from his capacity to make sense of his environment. He's fighting a losing battle. Like, he's so concerned that his mind is not his own that he's trying to look for the barest essentials of the environment. And right now, that is, he has his team with him, but Elion is dead. Felix is gone, and Jak is running off to save the day like he always does. And Trey has, in his head, no capacity to actually interact with the enemy that's nearby. And he's not sure exactly what to do next.
As he's having this like mental overload of a breakdown, Lapidus will have walked up with Raven Elion and baby Elion in my arms And Trey, what is wrong? Elion is here, and I look down at him. Jak turned my head, ran for who? I'm not sure. You, Darius, right here.
There is something in his mind. My spell took hold and it was immediately dispelled. We need to fix it. I don't think we need. I think we drop subtlety and we start pushing.
Immediately Elion's eyes would like come back and he'll kind of, his head will pop up, and I agree, there's something going on here.
And if Trey can't shake it, if any of us end up like that, if it starts taking us out one by one, we're not going to be able to recover. We don't have any way. I don't even know how to stop it. Other than looking for the thing in your head, I can only tell you that.
So as this conversation is happening, and Felix, you're kind of going towards the front door from within inside the church. Jak, you were heading towards the entrance of the church. You're pretty much at the bottom of the steps to head towards an inn, and you hear Trey call out. Are you continuing to walk in, or are you going over to see what Trey said?
I think Jak would pause for a second to look back, but to see everybody gathering around Trey, I think he would go to assist Felix still.
Okay, so if you're still heading up the steps, Felix, as you kind of come down to the bottom of that spiral staircase, and you take in the room, you can see it is completely emptied out now. There's nobody within the room, but you can kind of see the torso of Jak coming up the steps at the entrance.
Felix will spot Jak and just have a look around this main room. Are there any other rooms off of this, or there was just the spiral staircase in terms of anything interesting?
It's just a spiral staircase, and where the kind of the raised kind of altar or podium is. But very clear to note, you see no symbols of deities or statues or anything like that. Just the actual structure itself.
I think
Sorry. I'm gonna make my way over towards this podium, this altar. Even though there's nothing there, that I'm gonna start walking towards there as Jak is making his way in.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, Jak, you kind of crest over and you kind of see Felix heading over towards the altar area at the top of the room.
Oh, he's no longer invisible?
No, I dropped it when I was upstairs, so.
Okay, yeah. Jak will make his way inside, and in Gnomish will say, Trey's losing it out there. We need to finish what we're doing in here and get back to him.
Felix will answer in Gnomish. Okay, I'm just about done in here. I think I'll be out momentarily.
And in Gnomish, Jak will respond, I'll stand out here and wait. Then he'll walk back down the stairs, or at least just outside of this room, and kind of just wait.
Okay, I'm gonna head up to this altar, and I'm gonna stand up there and kind of look out at this room, look at the pews, kind of take everything in. Are there any? So there's no like relics or any kind of symbology, like you said? Are there windows of any kind, or do they have anything on them? If I look straight up, what do I see above me?
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Give me a perception.
21.
21, awesome. Yeah, you try to take in as much of this as you can. And standing from where you're standing, you can see that there are long, kind of almost slotted windows, 3 on the right-hand side, 3 on the left. And there's 2 behind you, long ones as well. And they're stained glass in purple. So it's not, you can't see clearly outside, but it gives this strange kind of purple tinge to the light that comes within the room. And as you look up, you simply see the rafters above that tilt up into the peak of the main body of the building of the cathedral. The only other things within here are, in some of the pews, have sort of a delicate, almost like a short rug kind of placed over for comfort of seating. There is no relics. There's no indicators of drawings, etchings, no books. You look down where kind of the podium is, somebody to read from something. There's no paper. There's nothing here that indicates that it's being used. But everything is clean. It's well taken care of. You don't see anything that indicates just the structural building itself.
Okay, taking all of that in, Felix is going to stand at this altar and kind of put his hands on it as he's up on this kind of raised level, and he's just going to kind of just try and relax and close his eyes and just kind of try and open his mind and see, like, he's felt this presence before that was watching him, that seemed to influence him, and I'm going to try and open my mind to whatever that is. If there's something, in the air here that just kind of permeates this town, this space, maybe just the church itself. He wants to almost invite it to come to him.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. While you were doing that, outside, we have Trey there, Darius, Lapidus, Elion. What is happening in this moment of chaos and trying to calm Trey down? Darius, I had cut you off. You were just saying how you need to do something because your spell got immediately dispelled. That moment of panic.
No, and Elion agreed with me, so I'm kind of just waiting for input of Lapidus and Trey. That's all.
Yeah, and I was just seeing how Trey was going to respond to me approaching and telling him what he wanted to know. He was shouting, "What's going on here?"
Yeah, I think there's this forced calm, like the emotions of someone being choked out, where Trey's eyes are like a little bit unfocused, and he kind of just looks at the barest shapes of the people in front of him. I don't understand exactly what's happening. We worry about our minds being altered, and that mine must be, and I don't trust myself.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but based off my experience, it only made me feel like these people were trustworthy. and anything related to them was trustworthy. I didn't have any... My thoughts towards all of you, our mission, everything else still remained the same. So I think the only thoughts you can't trust are anything to do with these people.
And I think Trey's vision kind of focuses a little bit, and I'm assuming that Elion is like animated again in the arms of Lapidus.
Yeah.
Are you just still even though you're
He hasn't got
conscious
down
now,
yet.
are you still just laying in his arms?
Yes. It's far too tall and high for me to jump down. So
I'm holding him up extra high too.
Yeah.
Sternum.
I don't want to put him down.
So yeah, you can clearly see Elion now. He's conscious. His eyes kind of on you.
Had just turned, looking.
And the look in Trey's eyes kind of sharpens a little bit. So Elion, you're fine. Lapidus, why are you carrying Elion like that? I had assumed the worst.
When I'm communed with my raven, I cannot see. So it was easier for him to carry me, so I didn't bump into things
Yeah, or slow us down.
by bumping into things.
And I like carrying him.
He does.
And Trey's kind of shaking his head from side to side. Sorry, I just...
Do you
Things to be
overact
changed.
often like this?
There have been few times in my life where I wasn't sure that I had control of myself. We were concerned about people acting strangely, about being mentally altered. And in a moment, it all just seemed so unreal.
Speaking of that, when I cast that spell on you, did you feel anything?
Oh, it felt awful. It felt like somebody was taking the reins from me and then jerking them back and forth. Like if there were hair in the center of my brain being ripped in two different directions.
Okay, that wasn't me. I mean, every time I've done it, most people are just like, okay, and they go and do it. They don't seem like they're in pain or anything. I more so meant, did you feel calm?
Only for a moment, like a wave just before it breaks, or the sky before the storm comes. And it came.
That's not good. This thing can overpower my magic. Okay. We need to figure out what this thing is.
Right. Do you feel like it's more defensive than anything? Like it's maybe ways it's protecting people here?
I don't know. On one hand, I feel like I'm overthinking everything. Like maybe I'm just paranoid. Like I haven't mastered myself, and then in other ways, it feels like it's input from outside my control. So I'm not sure what to say. I don't even feel like I'm in danger here, and that makes me terrified. But like I'm safe. Like I'm scared of being saved. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, no. But to be fair, the only danger I think we're in is losing ourselves to whatever is messing with your brain. These people don't really seem like a threat.
I agree. Yet, it would seem like I'm not meant to actually believe that. Although I feel it. Of course, I mean, they fed us. But then speaking that beforehand made it seem like I wasn't meant to believe it. Any of it. I wasn't supposed to believe that they were kind. That the hospitality was meant to be some sort of facade. But I believe it in my heart. Maybe I think I do. I don't know if I can trust the way I'm thinking.
Okay. Well, I mean, I don't know how else to advise you on it. It was, for me, it was like there was like an eye in the back. There was an old book. It was like Lord of the something. And there was this giant flaming eye, and that's what it reminded me of. It was like Sermon or something was the bad guy. I don't remember what his name is.
Well, it feels like Sermon's boring a hole in the back of my head.
Right, so what happens if you focus on that and don't let up? If it tries to move, follow it. And I will give you a bardic inspiration again. Oh, wait, no, I can't. I don't have any. So, no, this is just me giving you advice.
Please feel inspired.
I am inspiring you without magic.
I think it goes without saying you've convinced me that there's something wrong in here. And Trey's gonna, once more, he's gonna just plop down on his butt, cross-legged, and he's just gonna think real hard.
Wait, hold on. I might be going way out on a limb here, but this might make it easier for you. You said you can view other versions of yourself. Why don't you see if there's a version of you who is actually able to shake it? And see if you can kind of pull on them.
I don't say it often, but there's a reason that we don't like to talk when we get borrowed. We try to keep things separate because when you blend your realities, well, which one do you trust? Sure, you know that you came from one, but then you spend enough time making contact with another and seeing yourself and seeing people you know and things you know and places you find familiar, things you're nostalgic about, and you start to lose a little bit of what it means to be from one or the other.
Well, I mean, I don't mean to diminish what you're saying, but if this thing keeps burrowing in your head, you're going to lose everything.
Right, I don't know what to say. I'll try to find it.
Do
And
your
Trey's gonna
best.
close his eyes and furrow his brow and assault his own senses.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. As you try to take Darius' advice and kind of look inwards and.
Elion, can you, like, help him with, like, your mind thing?
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you can jump into his mind, sort of. Maybe you can guide him. I'm just trying to think of anything that could help. We all seem to be able to shake it. This thing's got its teeth in him for some reason.
I don't jump into his mind, like communicate with him.
Your helmet, you can read people's minds, right? So if
Right.
while he does this, you're in there with him.
I mean, theoretically, yes. I think that might work.
Just worth a shot. I don't know.
This, with Trey's permission, of course. I could give it a try.
I think
Mastos, Lapidus, can you set me down for a moment?
It wouldn't be an episode if someone didn't fuck it up.
Set him down. Gingerly.
Thank you, friend. Trey, did you want to try this?
and Trey takes a real deep calming breath. I've got this far by relying on the people that I believe I can trust. If there's something in there, maybe the two of us against it is the odds that we need to overcome it.
All right. Well, do you think maybe we should find a quiet spot to do this?
Yeah, I think Trey's going to be stricken with embarrassment now that he's like looking around and there's just a village full of like concern. Well, maybe not concerned, but like certainly faces staring, and he's just like, "Oh dear."
For sure. Yeah, you do see some people stopping and looking with the kind of just a bored look on their face. Nobody addresses you guys though. Nobody's approached you yet. Do you wish to go somewhere or act this out on the street?
I mean, if you want, we can go in my... Well, we can go somewhere and I can put up the dome.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it's really up to you. I just didn't think we'd want to make a scene of this in the middle of town.
Right. Sorry guys, I made a bit of a scene, didn't I? Yeah, I think I'd like to hide my face for a bit.
Right. Yeah, Darius, did you want to... Maybe we'll go around the back of the building here and create the dome?
Yeah, all right, let's go. And I will begin walking.
Okay. Yeah, it's only like 1 minute from where you guys are. You get very far before you get to church. It's very easily to kind of walk around the side and get around to the rear of the church. As you get around there, Darius, are you going to be ritually casting this or instantly casting it?
I would instantly cast it.
Okay. So we'll go with that. As you guys are walking around within the church, Felix, as you reach out and try to focus in on that feeling, that overwhelming connection that you severed previously, you reach out and try to find that again, try to pull that connection together. As you open yourself up, you start to feel voices. You can't hear words, just the sensation, almost like you heard something but almost immediately forgot what was said. You know there's voices right on the edge of your mind. Roll a charisma saving throw. Alternatively, you can choose to submit to it and fail it by choice.
So as Felix is there and really just, trying to kind of meditate and dial into this to really focus and shut the world around him out for a moment as he tries to, kind of announce himself again to this presence and begins to kind of feel these voices creeping in. There's a part of him that like in his soul that is like, fight, you need to fight this. And Felix tries to kind of take a deep breath and quiet it down, and just kind of says in his mind to himself, or maybe outwards if something can hear his thoughts, all right, whatever you are, you want intelligence? Come find me. And he will submit to this connection.
Okay, amazing. You say these words with strong intent. You almost feel like a pulse almost going out from you as you put this intention out there. Outside, Darius, you cast your dome. Yes? We're doing?
Yep.
Okay, excellent. What happens within this dome? Trey, you know you are kind of safe and secure. You look around, you're kind of out of the eyeballs of the villagers.
Do we is there something that I need to do to enact this whatever you're about to do, Elion.
I really don't know. Darius had an idea. I was just going to kind of keep watch.
Yeah, I figured he could, just while you're doing this, if he sees something like, to use a very basic analogy, like you're walking down a path, you see this thing on the path and it goes left or right. Perhaps you can't see it go left or right. Maybe he can, and he can guide you in that direction so you can follow it.
I think he just needs to know how to start walking the path first. How do we initiate this?
Well, all I did was, it was like, I don't know how to explain it. It was like you had a memory. You know when you there's something you can remember. It's on the tip of your tongue, but you can't quite remember. It's kind of like that. This thing is in your mind, but it's trying to elude you. It's trying to stay there without you interfering with it. So just try to focus specifically on that. Don't let all your other realities distract you. Don't let us distract you. Focus on it and Elion's voice.
Okay. All right, Darius. I believe I can handle that.
Well, I hope so, because that's all I got.
Yeah,
Alright.
Trey's gonna calm himself and just try to, instead of the defensive barrier of thoughtlessness that he's developed for so long, where he just turns off thought and can just function on pure logic and survival, he's gonna sort of open himself to himself, which he's not so good at.
Okay. Yeah, you open your mind and you try to feel in and follow Darius's instructions to hone in this thing that is just hovering on the edge of your sight. Roll a charisma saving throw, please.
I will cast guidance on him. Is guidance?
It doesn't help for saving
Concentration.
throws.
No.
Right, isn't it just
Okay.
ability checks?
Yeah, there's another cantrip called resistance.
Right.
That is for saving throws. Yeah.
But you put your hopeful intent out there.
But it's not concentration. It is concentration.
It
That's
is,
what I
yeah.
want. Okay, so I will not. I will cast detect thoughts.
Okay.
I got a 14.
A 14. You focus in and this thing keeps moving backwards. The frustration with your mind building, knowing there's something there that is just without of reach. Elion, as you kind of get these surface feelings, you can feel the almost immediate frustration of Trey. Going from a quick sense of controlled calm to almost panic and frustration, almost in an instant. You can feel this panic starting to set in.
I'm going to speak to him through his mind. Do you feel it there?
It's not quite the same, but it's almost like a paranoia of having been watched or followed or pursued. There's been so much in my life where somebody's had their eye on me, and this doesn't feel the same, but it doesn't necessarily feel all that different either. I got so used to just bottling up that paranoia. I don't know, it just feels like a sea of it washing over me.
So yes, you do.
Right, it feels like someone's watching me.
Can you focus on that? I feel your frustration. Stay calm and focus on the eyes that are on you.
And Trey is just fighting against all the thoughts that he buries and he doesn't try to deal with, and it's the other drow that are coming to pursue him, and he sees the one that he had slain before, left out in that forest when by rights drow warriors should have been buried. He thinks about the times that people have gotten hurt, and he worries for other places, and every time he tries to focus in on what is coming after him, he just keeps getting these flashes of the Explorator Noctis and the dark, half-lidded images of him being a child and what it would have meant for someone to come and get him back. And every time he thinks about somebody staring daggers in the back of his head, he just thinks about all the times that that's been a reality for him. And he has such a hard time differentiating that feeling between all the times in his past that somebody really was staring him down and him trying to convince himself it wasn't real, or turning off the paranoia just to get some sleep. And it brings up all these painful memories of him nonstop coping against the pursuit. And he's trying to weed through all of that feeling to find the one that is here and now, and not just memories that he's bottled up.
Yeah. As you sift through these layers and layers and pushing back these images and thoughts and feelings, or as you feel you're getting the edge, the precipice of something, you hear, "I can help you if you help me when the time comes." As you recognize Varys's voice in your mind.
It's good to see you again, Paris. You have a habit of being there when I need you. And isn't that strange? It feels
I'm
like
always
the
here
most...
when needed.
Right. Yeah. I appreciate that. Maybe the three of us can get through this. And Trey doubles his efforts and tries to focus.
And I will dive deeper.
Okay. Trey, give us a saving throw. It's 13. It is. I always forget.
I thought you can accept
Wisdom.
it though.
It's wisdom. Did you want to? You feel this push from Elion, not Varys, but a push from Elion to delve further in your mind. Do you want to accept to fail that, or do you want to resist that intrusive feeling from Elion?
Yeah, I think there's going to be a sort of reluctant acceptance.
Okay.
And I mean, I can only imagine that in this moment, like, Trey is not the person that opens up to people. He's always been so walled off, and even to himself. And to finally be penetrating layers, it just feels like smacking your face into concrete, and it's difficult. But I think Trey is trying to be sensible, and I think with Elion and Varys there, I think he can finally pull that off.
Okay. So, Elion, you push deeper. Trey, go ahead and roll a charisma saving throw, please, at advantage.
That would be an 8.
An 8. Excellent. So, as you're trying to push these layers and you hear Varys' voice, which, Elion, you do not hear.
Okay.
You feel this presence of these kind of two, you would say friends, but you haven't known them long enough to be friends, but yet the intent and the energy from each one of these, although different, is strong. And you try to push forwards, and in this moment, Felix, you see within your mind's eye, you see Trey standing in the middle of a cobblestone road in a village. You see him standing there, and you see a woman slain on the ground in a pool of blood. And behind him, you see Elion standing. To his right, to his left, you see Varus standing. This shadowy figure, this black energy just pulsing off him. And you're standing right behind them all, looking over. And you can just see the tears starting to trickle down the side of Trey's cheek. As off in the distance, you see this purple light starting emanating from behind the skyline where the buildings cut it off. And you just hear a voice. Feels you'd come find me. And we'll end it there tonight.
Dang, bro. I'm literally shaking. I'm shaking in real life.
Bro, seriously, what is your charisma? Like, these rolls
it's just
tonight.
bad rolls, man.
Yeah.
Awesome. Amazing session, guys. Great RP. Love it. Back next week, 8 p.m. EST on Tuesday. See you then. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye.
Bye.